So I had no problem with it.
I thought it was a great film. I thought it was quite enjoyable.
I enjoyed it quite a lot. I didn't see the problem with it. I don't know. Since I first saw the trailer, it looked interesting, and then the cat was always something that bothered me. But I liked everyone in it. They got Henry Cavill. I like him, but I really love Sam Rockwell, so I'd see anything that guy's in, so it got me to see this. Bryce Dallas Howard, I think she's always good, and, you know, she's really good. And then you got Bryan Cranston in there, so I was like, holy crap, you're getting, like, all these. I like John Cena. He's pretty good, seeing him and stuff. And then Catherine O'Hara, so it's just like Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, it's got a good billion of people, so I'm like, okay, you got a good cast. It looked interesting. So I don't know why, like, people were complaining. The first season of the Netflix Master Universe, that's a bait and switch. Stuff like that. That's more of a bait and switch than... From the trailer, you could tell it was going to be about her and the book writing and stuff like that. So I don't know what people thought, like, the way you thought it was supposed to be him being the whole movie. It's like, I never got that once with the trailers.
No, because
I've seen the trailer a couple times. I'm like, okay, he's not the star. It's going to be her. The way the film looked from the trailer was going to be her and Sam Rockwell.
And the cat.
And the cat. Alfie. That's what it was. So I'm like, okay, so I didn't see what the problem was with that. And I thought he was in it good enough. I liked him. You know, he was in it like you figured from the beginning. And then spread out throughout when they're doing all these things there. And then her seeing him. I like those shots when they first meet Sam Rockwell and he's fighting. I like how it goes from back and forth.
Yes.
She's in there like, what? And then he's like fighting, and then it's Sam Rockwell. The next shot she blinks and it's him, Henry, and then all of a sudden, I like the whole, like, he's all, blah, blah, boo, like this, but then he's like, when he sees him, he's like, you know, he's all, watch this. And I like that one scene too, when they're fighting in the chair. I love that, when he's in the apartment thing there, and he goes flying through the thing there, and he goes flying, and he just kind of, like, I got this, and just wonderfully lands on the chair. But then he's all like, oh. I don't know, I thought is it because it was so weird and wacky and just kind of out there? But I feel like that was the point. I don't think the movie was meant to be taken seriously.
It's part of like, fantasized because of the fictional character that she wrote about. I like that they mixed that in.
I mean, I thought it worked. It was entertaining. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I didn't think it dragged one bit.
No, I thought it had a good.
And I know there were people some people were complaining about because it's too over the top. There was less of him, but I mean, I never saw that. I thought he did a good enough job in there for what he was. He looked the part, but for me, it's like, you know, he's a handsome guy. You know, very handsome guy. Love him, good actor, good guy in person, I believe. You know, he's an attractive guy, but I'd rather watch her for the 2 hours because she's an attractive lady. So
yes, she is.
I'd rather look at her for 2 hours than him. He's a good-looking guy, but she's, you know, she's always been. So, and I like how she was, you know, some people were like complaining about something for her boobs, like in the last half of the film. Yeah, they're there on display. I saw no issue with them. It was nice to see something like that in movies nowadays. But also at the beginning of the movie, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, she's got the cake too. She's just thick overall. I'm just like, right when she walks into the train the first time, it's like, oh, you're just going to shove that in our faces now. And then like the whole movie, I'm like, okay, now I can't not look at the bottom area. And then, nothing wrong, it's nice to see a curvy girl, stuff like that. It's nice to see a movie where you have attractive women. It seems like that's a no-no nowadays. Yeah. So the women were attractive, wearing nice outfits and doing all the stuff there. The guys were all pretty much handsome, so it was nice to see this kind of thing there instead of... And it was just nice. And then I liked, too, that there was romance in it. But yeah, I liked it. I thought everyone worked well together. I thought it was a nice story. I mean, it was obvious she's writing it. And then there's a twist, and then there's the twist. There's like a bajillion twists, which I get. Maybe some people kind of like where it's like, okay, that's a little too much now, which I can get it. But it's the point. I feel like the point of it is it's supposed to be like that.
Plus, I feel like it's kind of explained throughout the movie.
Oh, yeah, and then, like, you kind of got it, like, who's the real Agent Argylle. And so, like, you kind of figured it out early on, at least I did. Along with other stuff, it's like, oh, I know what they're all doing here. The fan messaging letter thing, it's like, everything was kind of like, well, this is obvious, but, you know. Yeah. So, again, I thought it worked. I thought all the twists worked. I liked, everyone did a good job. I like the battling. I like the little dance battling. I like the ending. And it's not really spoiling anything. But I liked all the use of the smokes and the colors, them dancing in the hearts. It was really cute and like really sweet. I'm like, I don't know, I was really digging those two together. It was like, oh, yeah. It works. It's like, oh, whoops, that might be spoilers, but who cares? Like, people are complaining about this movie anyway, but I don't see how it was that bad. I'm like, what was so bad about it? Like, people were complaining about like the over-the-topness and stuff like that, but I'm like, it's just a 2-hour thing of just, you know, just entertainment and fun stuff. I don't know.
I guess everyone's used to nowadays where everything has to be so serious and so realistic. I'm not saying this movie isn't necessarily realistic, but they just get too caught up in what it has to be real and reality. Why can't you sit and enjoy just a nice
I don't know, but it was actiony, it was funny, it was just entertaining. Again, Sam Rockwell is just amazing. I love seeing him when he's serious, when he's goofy. You name it, he's amazing. I loved every scene he was in, from when he was just that bearded guy to when he's all dressed up at the end, and I thought everything worked. I liked a lot of the twists, and the cat. I enjoyed the cat. The cat was awesome. I don't know, it was really good. It was a good little espionage, little spy film with these little twists and the mystery writing, and it had a whole bunch of stuff going for it. I saw no problem with Argylle. I don't know, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. It wasn't like the best thing in the world, but I don't know, it was one of the better movies. I know it's only February, but it's one of the better movies of this year. I enjoyed it quite a lot.
I definitely think you should check it out and see for yourself if it's your type of movie.
Well,
Don't just go with people say online.
I mean, there's a lot of people that say this is stupid, like, bad. I mean, there are people that are saying it's a dumb movie, terrible movie. I'm like, I don't know, what do you... I don't know, I thought it was enjoyable, so I guess in the few small percentage, it was good. I'm glad we went to see it. I was always interested in since the trailer. Every time I saw the trailer, it's like, I gotta see this movie. I don't know why. Usually I'm not like that, and then sometimes when I do get like that, then the movie disappoints me. So, but this was like, I'm just glad that the twist wasn't what I was thinking with the trailer. Because that would have been kind of stupid. It would have been funny if it was the cat. But I always said I'm glad it wasn't the cat. For the one twist. I was like, okay, good. But I do like the cat. And I like the twist. And I don't know, it was just enjoyable. I thought it was decent. I mean, over the top. I got nothing wrong with over the top. Maybe it's because that's how when no one, you know, back when doing, you know, college and stuff there with our writing and filmmaking and stuff, I guess that's more of my style. So I guess I can be okay with it because that over the top wackiness I enjoy. So maybe that's why.
It definitely has to be done right, and I think they did a really fine job doing it in this movie.
I think they did a good job. I thought the acting was great, the characters were great, the story was great. It was out there. It was enjoyable. It was fun watching it. And going through, oh no, and so like that, like, especially when it's like, oh no, to certain characters, like, no, not, no, no, and so like that, and then like, and then, oh, good, and like, and then other things was like, oh, there was a lot of that in there. It was really well done.
I think so too.
I thought it was actually very intricate and just visually appealing in more ways than one. Bryce Dallas Howard, I tell you, Mr. Rappard would approve again. But front and back, I'm sorry, but a lot of people were talking about it with this, and I'm like, hey, I like the curvy leading ladies, you know, so like I said to you when we were leaving, the scene where they're doing the little thing at the beginning with the girl in the gold dress with them at the beginning, and then they recreate it at the end with her and Sam Rockwell, I'm like, I prefer that more because, I don't know, I like thicker better, and she looked better, you know, so I enjoy that. I thought it was just a cute little thing to do, and then that whole dancing the whole time, and then them at the end with the dancing.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job
of
putting foreshadow into the movie.
And just visually, it was really well done. And the music was catchy. I like how they had the Beatles Now and Then song. I was like, what? That's that new Beatles one there, that last song of there. So that was neat. And they used it throughout, it had meaning. And I thought that was neat because I like that song. That's a good song. And I like how they like disco music or something going during the fighting. I don't know, I thought it was rather enjoyable.
Well, I know some people criticize this being too CGI, but I thought they did a pretty good job with CGI in that.
And further, I mean, it's no worse than some of these other like Marvel movies. At least the Marvel movies, they try to be serious with it. This with the CGI, even if it isn't the greatest, works for this. I mean, and then like the beginning with the car when he has the car jumping through buildings. I mean, the Fast movies started doing that. After the third film, they started getting over the top and ridiculous and cartoony. So I see no problem with this movie being cartoony. So it works.
Well, as we said, it's best to check the film out yourself and see if it looks like something you enjoy. I'm pretty sure you will, because we enjoyed it just based off the trailer. It's actually better than I expected. So
Yeah, I know. I thought Argylle was really good. Go see it if you can. Good film. I thought it was really good. Not as bad as people are saying. I guess like, comment, subscribe. See you next time, and stay gnarly.
So there's some criticism of this film that it's a little too designed for women, and that because of that, there's scenes that either take you out of the movie, or it takes you out of the movie because of choreographed scenes, or it's too the main character's a little too whiny about weapons, or certain characters seem like they're overpowered, even though I feel like it's well within reason. I mean, the creator of this did Kingsman, and they went a little over top, especially towards the end. And I still think this film, some people criticize it for not being grounded enough in reality. I think because of the way she is fantasizing through the film, especially towards the beginning, that it's kind of within reason and kind of explained. So I didn't find the main character too whiny about her reaction to the spy stuff. I didn't think the scenes were a little too over top or crazy. I thought you kind of get an idea what you're getting into relatively through the trailer itself. It's gonna be a fun spy movie. It's gonna put a little bit of humor throughout it, and I feel, if that's what something you're into, this will definitely satisfy that need. And it still gives enough action and suspense that I think a male audience could find this enjoyable too. So I feel like got a decent balance between a male audience and a female audience to enjoy this film. Maybe they put a little more emphasis on the female audience by doing a little bit more romantic aspect to it than you see in other spy films. But that doesn't take any less away from the stuff that a male audience would enjoy. If you like spy movies and maybe a little bit of quirkiness or a little bit of humor in the movie, then I think you'll enjoy this.